Right, here we go, part 3 of my Making Hearts for Valentine's Day series. Today we're going to be putting some dried flowers into these hearts, and I found my tweezers, which will help a lot. I don't have gloves on at the moment because the resin that's in here is almost cured, although I do have my goggles on. I'll put some gloves on when it comes to putting more resin in. But these are the flowers that we're going to be putting in. Now, I'm sure you've seen these packs on various eBay and Amazon shops. Can't find my red ones, which is slightly annoying, nor my pink, which are nice for Valentine's Day, but you know, it doesn't matter. We've got a lot of lovely colours there. So that's all we're going to need for now. Let's crack on. What you can see is I've already part filled these with resin, and it's gone pretty sticky. Now, the reason I've done this is because I don't want my flowers to be straight onto the actual paper surface. Oh look, there's a flower jumped in there already. I don't even know where that came from. But yeah, I didn't want the flowers to go straight down onto the silicone surface. I also don't want to put them all on the back. I want to make them kind of a bit 3D. So what we're going to do is put the smaller flowers at the front. Just going to open this pack up properly. There we go. So we'll have the smaller flowers at the front. I'm pushing from the middle, trying to make sure we've got no bubbles, but to be honest, if we get the odd bubble, I don't mind. It's okay. When we're doing floral stuff, I don't think we mind a few bubbles. Now, that is a lot of tiny little flowers if you trim them down, so let's trim some of those and just let them go wherever they fall. There we are. You can use this as a whole piece, of course, because that's, oops, there's one fell in there. Because that, of course, is how it will have grown. But they're quite nice to make a little sprinkle like that out of. I'm going to pop that to one side, pull this down. There we go. So there's a little sprinkle in there. Actually, let's carry on and sprinkle. I don't know, we could use that as a whole piece, couldn't we, in there? There we go. I've got some more of these as well. You can buy them separately. Let's have a pink in there as well. And then what we're going to do is build up the background with some various bits and pieces, but I wanted to just get that foreground in first. Right, so that's those. So that's some purpley pinkies. Let's go for Daisy in one. And I don't want them symmetrical either, because I'm trying to make it look more sort of free form, if you know what I mean, more natural, I suppose. So that's enough of the purples, just simply because I do, you know what, I do an awful lot of purple. I do like purple. Right, let's put the purples to one side and do some other colours. Let's open up let's have these golden orangey colours. These come kind of vacuum packed to keep them fresh and on a piece of tissue. So I'm just cutting that open. I'm going to pop them all in probably a takeaway tub, sandwich box, something like that, with a little bit of silica gel, which I buy in big tubs because I dry my own flowers in the summer. So I'm going to pop them in something like that just to keep them this way. Right, now as you can see, I've got some of my smaller mould filled up over here as well. So let's go for, make sure you've got them up the right way. That one I do want to be symmetrical. So I'm looking for some smaller ones here, you see, to pop in those. To be our foreground flowers. So yeah, don't forget you do need to flip these over. What should we have next? Let's have a big cheerful daisy in one. which, because it's so big, I will put that in the centre. Oh, this is a delicate little thing. I think that's a hydrangea flower. I reckon these have been dyed, by the way. I honestly don't think these flowers were this colour to start with. Some might have been. I think this one that's tiny purple, that's definitely been dyed. Yeah, these little ones, pretty sure that those are white in the wild. I'm also pretty sure that's a wildflower, because I did a load last year when I was drying flowers. Ooh. Okay, you stay in there then. It wanted to go in there, didn't it? Yeah, they are, they're called cow parsley. I think they're called cow parsley. They've just been dyed. At least I ended up with natural coloured ones that were very much like this, so that's what I think they are. Just do some more of those this year. If I do, I'll show you what they turn out like. We'll have a drying flowers session at some point. There we go. So let's pop those around the corners, around the sides rather. Right. So is that enough of the orange? Let's do, oh, I don't know, let's do another one. Oh, this is quite nice, because those are more yellow, aren't they? This one's got a bit of a stalk on it, so I'm going to trim that stalk down. Trim it a little bit more. And then let's put it kind of like that. So can you see how I've got the consistency of this resin? You can move stuff around on it, but it's far from cured. Oh, damaged the leaf, the petal there. Oh well. Pop it back. Yeah, it's far from cured, so of course I've got goggles and everything on. My eyes still haven't cured properly from that nasty happening I had with the reaction I had to the resin. So being ultra careful still, as we all should always. Okay, here's some more orangey colours. Let's see what we've got in here. Some pretty turquoise as well. Oh, these are nice. So in this one I've already got a little interloper. So let's see what this bit looks like. That's nice. What's the other side look like? Oh yeah, liking that. So let's have that little bit, which clearly wants to go there. That's fine. Let's have some going downwards. Being careful not to touch the resin, because of course, as I said, I haven't got my gloves on. You might be able to hear the fan in the background. I've got the window open. We haven't got noisy workmen out there today though. But we have got a heck of a breeze. And I've got my window open, my little fan going. It's a kind of a DIY extractor fan is what I've got going on here. This is fun. All I'm doing is picking off little bits of the flowers that I want to be foreground, and of course they are sticking to the resin, so they're staying pretty flat, which is great. That's what we want. Where are we? So we've got some yellow hearts. Oh, these are nice. These are nice. Look at these, so bright. Let's have those. They're on one stalk. They appear to be on two stalks. know what these flowers are, but look how bright that is. Isn't that lovely? Now I think that's going to fill one of these all on its own. I don't think I want the whole petal. Is that going to go in there or not? Let's try. As if that completely fills a heart, that'll be awesome. There. Yes. Push it in. Those petals are going to come up the sides a little bit, aren't they? So some of these we won't be 3D layering them up too much, because obviously the things that I've put in are pretty much filling them anyway. Going to keep that one. I don't know. Yeah. Oh. I must remember I've got another layer to go. Just popping these all carefully back in their little packets. So we can keep them all separate. The colours, I mean. That's the only reason. So as you've probably noticed, what I do is I cut down two sides of the packet rather than go all the way around, because then I can just sit the little inside sleeve back in. So I tend to do that. Just keeps the colours together so that you can keep them kind of organised. So we have a pretty turquoise here, because I couldn't cut far enough in along this side. It's a clever way to pack dried flowers actually, because just that bit of tissue in there keeps them dry, and the vacuum packing has sealed them in. So it's clever. Simple and clever. There's a bit of card on the back there as well to keep them flat. So this one, I think I'm going to do some little flowers in this heart here, and I'm going to go with this pretty little turquoise thing. And that's all I'm going to put in for that layer. Pushing him down in the middle there. Right, let's multicolour some of these up, I think, a little bit. Do we, don't we, do we, don't we, do we, don't we? Oh look, hang on, I found some little tiny blue daisies. You really do get to hear me thinking out loud in this, don't you? It's called brain leak. Did you know that? Brain leak is a thing. Some people plan carefully what they say. Those who know me will know that I don't, which is why I get myself into all sorts of trouble. Never intend to, it's just how I am. I'm useless. Right, what else have I got? Oh, there's a bit of resin in these as well. So let's go for, I wonder if one of these will fit. Yeah, we're going to go for one of these pretty blue daisies in each of these two, because they will just about fit. So what we're going to do then with the next layer is we will put some, a few more flowers in, the bigger ones. We'll just to give it a bit more 3D-ness. Not too much though, because there's quite a lot going in some of these already. And then we'll be coming in with the leaves. That one needs a bit more in it, doesn't it? Oh, I don't know, that is only the foreground. Yeah, so we'll be coming in with the leaves next, and we've got some really nice leaves in these packs. As you can see, this one's got some nice leafy bits down in the bottom there. Some of these lovely little leafy bits. I've also got some actual packs of leaves, which I will show you. Like so. And some ferns. But of course you can cut little pieces off these as well. So, all in all, we've got quite a few leafy bits we can use. Yeah, again, there's some in the orange ones and so on. So now I'm going to pop my gloves on and just pour in a very thin layer of resin on top of these. By the way, ignore these things going on up here. That's for an entirely different project, which we'll come back to. Okay, so all these are cured up now. Time to put the next layer in, and this is where we're going to go for some leaves mostly, although a couple of these could have a bit more flora in the background as well. So I've discovered it's really hard to handle these with gloves on. So I've got one glove on and one glove off. The one that's going to get involved with the resin, it's got the glove on and all the packets are stuck together. Oh, yeah, it's getting messy, this is. Right, here we go. So these I think we can do with a bit more of the flowery stuff in. So as we had a light coloured purple flower starting off that one in the top right corner here, I'm going to go for a darker one now, like so. That one doesn't want a great deal more in it, does it? No, I think I'll leave that one at that. Now this one, yeah, that could do with a bit more. Let's go for another daisy, I think. Yeah, let's get another daisy. Oh, that's going to be the same, isn't it? Okay, let's have something different. Let's have this. That's pretty, isn't it? Just going to cut a bit of the stem off that. And let's go in there with this. It's alright, don't worry about my bare hand because this hasn't got wet resin in it at the moment. This is all cured up. Where are we? That's all those. Now the yellow ones I think have probably got enough flowers in. Might put a bit more in these too though. Let's go for, where's that really bright orange? God, these packets are so stuck together, it's ridiculous. Yeah, I've got some bright oranges here. Excuse me one moment. I'll try to clear up the aftermath of dropping flowers everywhere. Right. Let's dig out the bright oranges. Here they are. Let's have maybe that little guy there. Let's have one of those. Which do we think is the top? That way, I think. So let's have that in that one. And I was dying to use this somewhere, wasn't I? So maybe we go in with that there. Like so. And now we really do need some green stuff. So I'm going to go in here and get this little bit of fern out. I think we'll use this. So here we are with a fern. And you can cut it into quite tiny bits, this. I'm thinking at the moment, this would be easier without my glue. You know what? I haven't got resin on the go at the moment and this is properly cured. So let's just get that out of the way. There we go. Let's go without the glove for the moment. I shall most definitely be getting it back when we move on to the other. Actually putting that final layer of resin in now. So just popping a few bits in here. As you can see, we're quite 3D'd up now, if that's a word. Is it a word? I don't know. Should be a word. I'm inventing words again. I like inventing words. Right, there we go. So there's some little bits off that one. Let's get a bigger piece here. Now, you can see what I'm doing here, so you know what's coming, don't you, folks? We're going to fast forward. I think. So, yep, fast forwarding from here. So what we're going to do now is top them right up. Now we should have enough depth in these layers to give them that little bit of 3D-ness that we're looking for. Hey, oh, there's another new word, 3D-ness. 3D-ness. You know what I mean. So I'm going to top them up enough to, I hope, have domed them on the back. Just need to make sure that it definitely got all the little leaves and petals covered. They shouldn't move too much now. They're tipping about a little bit, but they shouldn't move too much, hopefully. You see I've put my resin into this little paper pot because it's easier to control the pouring. There we go. Hopefully I'm bringing these up to the level at which they'll be domed. If not, I might need to mix up a little bit more and do a finishing dome. Don't know. Have to see. I'm just thinking if I've got them pretty much domed while they're in the mould, it's easier. But I may not have enough mixed up here. What I do know is I do need a decent depth on it, so I'll have to see how it goes. Anyway, you can see what I'm doing. So I'll carry on doing this and then I will see you for the demold. We'll see how 3D I've managed to get it to look. So back with you in the morning. Okay, it's next morning now. We're actually about 12 hours on, so these are still very slightly soft, I'm sure. And I couldn't resist starting to demold. And yes, they are just very slightly soft, but the things themselves are pretty firmed up. They're just basically soft enough for me to be able to do any trimming that I need. And I did get a bit messy with the resin, so that's kind of handy that I can do that. But this one already demolded just to check that they were ready before I came on camera. And I hope you can see there, I've got a bit of a 3D going on. The flowers are layered above the bits of greenery. I have got the odd little bubble, which I personally think that adds to the flower effect. So other than that, it's lovely and clear. Really pleased with that one. Let's pop that at the back there. This one I've already got out as well and did a little bit of trimming. There's a bit more to do there. There we are. So there's their purples, and I placed these ones more towards the bottom, so there's a little bit of a slightly different layout there. So I think that's pretty gorgeous as well. Pleased with that. Again, you've got the 3D. A couple of little bubbles here, which are just giving it a tiny little bit of sparkle. Don't know if you can see those. Just up in the corner here. I quite like a few bubbles in this sort of thing. That's that one. Let's have one of the big daisies. That's quite dramatic, isn't it? Again, it's in front of the greenery bits at the back. Some little bits of the floating yellow I put in as well. So that's got a nice 3D to it too. Yeah, let's start at the bottom on this side. As you can see, I ended up with a load of overspill on this, but the thing itself, oh, isn't that pretty? I like that one. As I said, easy to trim off though. I got really messy with this resin. I just wanted to make sure they were properly filled up, and I went a bit mad. But there we go, that's just how easy it is to fix. But it has made sure that we've got plenty of depth to them. There you go. I think that one shows the 3D really well. If you look in the corner there, you can see the greenery moving behind it almost. Lovely. Pleased with these ones, really pleased. And putting flowers in things, it is the simplest thing in the world, and the flowers are cheap to buy on eBay or Amazon. I'll put you a link in case you haven't found them, but most of us, I'm sure, have stumbled across these packs of flowers before. And of course in the summer, as I said, I will be doing my own drying flowers. I'll show you how to do that if you want. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like me to do that. If you're not pressing them, well, I can do it two ways. We can do them if they're going to be pressed, and we can do them if they're not going to be pressed, so you've got the 3D flowers still. Let me know if you'd like me to do that. Look at all these little windows I made out of the way. There's going to be windows for fairy doors. Let's keep going. This one is a little bit messy. I went a little bit scattered with the design on this. Oh, that's worked. Yeah, I like that. Again, I've got a few little bubbles. Not too worried about those. Adding to the effect, I say. Yeah. Especially as some of them are in the centre of the flower. Nice. Now over here I went really crazy with the resin, so it's probably going to be yeah, there's an awful lot of tidying up to do. Oh, just what I wanted from that one. Simple and clean. There's actually no bubbles in that one, and not much cleanup. Most of the cleanup's on the mat, on the mould rather. Do some nice close-up photos of these later. Yeah, look, the surplus where I went to, it spilled all over the place. It just tears off. Not a problem. This one, yeah, I'm going to have some trimming to do. As you can see, the bits of the flowers come outside, that one too. Oh, it's a delicate one, I like that. A bit of a trim. Trick with trimming round corners, don't try to turn the scissors, turn the item. I find that a lot easier because you can just keep your scissors steady and turn the heart. That's how I do trimming round corners. Just find that easier. A little tip for you. Final one out of this mould, and then we'll go on to the smaller ones. Oh my goodness. That really overspilled, didn't it? Just shows you there's always a way back. Oh, that's cute. And weirdly, I've got some air behind. It's covered at the back, but I've got some air behind that, so I've got like a bit of a weird light effect going on. That's quite nice. Let's trim him up. There we go. A little bit more trimming to do there. Sort that out later. Right. Let's have a look at what our little ones did. Now these are going to be pendants. Oh, look at that. Look at that bright one. That's gorgeous. I think these are going to, yes, I'm going to make these into pendants. That's too nice to not hang around your neck, isn't it? Lovely. There we go, a little bit of trimming done. Oops, a little bit more there. Rather pretty on the back as well, aren't they? But here we go. Oh, that's nice. Because these are deeper, they've got a really good 3D to them. The depth worked, but because I put, if you remember, I put that layer of resin in first before I started putting flowers in. There's a good clear coat over the first layer of flowers too. They're not right on the surface. This one looks like it's going to be a cutie. It's just one flower in this one, if you remember. Oh, look at those colours. Gorgeous. And there was these little tiny ones that I only put a little, I just put one little flower in. This was kind of the last of the resin I was just using up. But, oh look, isn't that cute? Well embedded in the resin. This mould is so good for this sort of thing. And it's not an expensive mould by any means. I think I've got several of them. Oh. I'll see if I can find these moulds for you and pop the links below in the description. I think the link for this mould is already in one of the previous videos as well. Oh, that's adorable. I like that it's up in the corner there. That's so cute. And they did these little tiddly ones here. Let's see what these have done. Oh, those are going to make some nice earrings, aren't they, or something? Oop, they're so tiny. That's cute. And the matching one. I did those in a pair because I was thinking earrings. Okay. Ooh. And then with the leftover bits of resin, because I had mixed up a bit much, I just filled up some of these because, you know, extra resin. Ooh, you can see how good that resin is there. That's just a clear cabochon. I might do dragon eyes with those or something. Did a couple of them. Yeah, those might end up being dragon eyes. Have I got them all out? I think that's all of them. Yeah. Oh, there's one here. Little shallow one. That resin's really good. It's the 1-to-1, just the standard 1-to-1 resin from Let's Resin, and I've really run out. So it's good timing that we've actually finished this series of making these. I'll have a good clean up now and we'll do some nice photos of them for you. But the next job will be, and it'll probably be this evening. I'll certainly try and get the video out today or tomorrow. We'll be doing stuff with these. So let me have some thoughts in the comments below. What would you do with them? Now, there's a method in my madness in asking that at this point, because I know that I want to make pendants. I know that I want to make pocket hugs. I know that I want to make picture stands. I also know that I want to embed one in a coaster with some more resin, possibly a holographic one. Not the flowers, I don't think they'd lend themselves to that, that'd be a shame, but one of the sparkly ones maybe. So I've got a few ideas, but let me know what you think we should do with them, because if any of those comments come in time before I make that next video, I'll see if I can incorporate them. So if there's anything you'd like to see me do with these, then shout up. In the meantime, I've got my thinking cap on, see what else I can come up with too. So thank you for watching, folks. Look out for the next video. I'll be linking all of the 4 in this series up properly once that one's online, and also with the next video there'll be a free access to a little an SVG cut file I've made for the pocket hugs to go on. Just a simple one. Any of you who've got a Cricut machine or the like will be able to access that. So there we go. Thank you for subscribing. Those who have, really appreciate your support. Those who haven't yet, please do click the link below and hit the little bell, because then you'll be notified as soon as I upload any more videos. Thanks again everyone, and enjoy crafting.